Welcome to our YouTube self-help channel. Today, we're going to show you baking and browning tips so that you can get the most out of your oven.
Baking and browning results can vary widely based on rack position, the type or finish of bakeware, air circulation, and temperature variances. Starting with a reliable recipe and adapting your actions according to the identified cause will ensure the best baking and browning result. Position racks before turning on the oven. For optimal performance, make sure the racks are level and don't move racks with bakeware on them. Most baked items will perform best if a single rack is used and positioned according to the type of baked good. Rack positions at the top of the oven are generally used for toasting or broiling. Rack positions in the center of the oven are used for the majority of baked goods, cookies, layer cakes, and casseroles. Rack positions toward the bottom of the oven are generally used for roasting meats. When multiple racks are required, distribute them as evenly as possible to provide good air circulation. These are general guidelines for a 5 or 7 rack configuration. For other shelf configurations, please refer to your use and care guide for additional information on best practices and rack positions. For best results when baking layer cakes, use as few pans as possible and arrange them on the racks in a staggered manner so no piece of bakeware is directly over or under another. Food placed on a rack toward the top of the oven may become overbrown on top, while food placed on a lower rack toward the bottom of the oven may become overbrown on the bottom. Dark, dull pans or pans with a nonstick finish absorb heat, which results in darker browning. Shiny pans reflect heat, which results in lighter browning. Whenever possible, use the pan type that best achieves the level of browning most appropriate for what you're baking. Shiny pans are recommended for cakes and cookies, while dark pans are recommended for pies and breads. When using shiny or insulated pans, some baked goods may require additional time, or you may place the pan on a lower rack closer to the bake element. If you use a dark pan, glass, or ceramic casserole dish for cakes and cookies, the oven temperature should be decreased by 25 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal baking. To cook food evenly, hot air must be able to circulate. Allow at least 2 inches or 5 centimeters of space around bakeware and the oven walls. Do not let pans touch each other or the oven walls because this could result in hot spots and faster cooking around the areas where they touch. Do not cover an entire oven rack or the oven bottom with aluminum foil. To catch spillovers, a cookie sheet or a small piece of foil may be used, but place it on a lower rack several inches below the baking pan. Preheating is necessary for good results. To preheat, set the oven to the recommended temperature in the recipe or prepared mix directions. It may take 10 to 15 minutes for the oven to reach the set temperature. Most ovens have an audible signal or a light indicating the oven is preheated. For more detailed information on preheating your oven model, please refer to your use and care guide. For optimal performance, wait another 10 minutes after preheating has completed before putting food or baked products in the oven. Subsequent baking cycles tend to perform differently than the first because of subtle temperature variances. Always use the oven light to check baking progress because frequently opening the oven door will also affect the temperature and may extend baking times. To verify the calibration of your oven, you may use a white box of cake mix or a tube of refrigerated biscuits. Following the box or package directions should result in a product that is done and evenly browned. If after following the package directions, the resulting product isn't done and evenly browned, then you may need to adjust the electronic controls of your oven to better fit expectations. Please refer to your use and care guide for more information on temperature calibration.
We'll see you next week with more helpful tips on how your appliance works and maintenance ideas to extend the life of your product.